Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Kelly, Social Media Manager at the Toronto Real Estate Board.
And I'm Jason Mercer, the Toronto Real Estate Board Senior Manager of Market Analysis.
As we move straight into December, I've noticed some people are getting a home for the holidays with almost 6,400 sales recorded in November. So Jason, how did that stack up compared to last year?
That's right, Shannon. The 6,391 sales that we saw in November was up by 14% in comparison to what we saw in November 2012. And while that's still a large increase on a year-over-year basis, it is a little bit less than what we've become used to over the previous few months. And one of the key reasons for this is we've been gradually satisfying the pent-up demand that built up after the onset of stricter mortgage lending guidelines in the second half of 2012.
So far we have talked about sales numbers as a whole, but I'm curious to know how those break out into home types. So can you give us some insight on that?
Definitely. Now, it's important to note that we saw strong sales growth across all major market segments in November, but single detached homes led the way with an 18.5% rate of sales growth compared to November 2012. And the second highest rate of growth was in the condominium apartment segment, where we saw sales up by 13% GTA-wide. And it's interesting to note that the condominium apartment segment has seen quite a resurgence over the last few months. Now, all in all, I think that the strong sales growth across the major housing types suggests that we're still seeing households finding affordable home ownership options, whether we're talking about the City of Toronto or the surrounding regions.
Clearly sales growth was strong. Is it reasonable to assume then that selling prices were as well?
Absolutely. Whether you're talking about the average selling price or the MLS HPI composite benchmark, we've seen year-over-year price growth well above the rate of inflation in November and really through most of 2013. And a key factor underlying this has been the relationship between demand and supply. And so while we've seen sales up, on the other side of the equation, we've seen listings down. And put another way, what this means is that we've seen enhanced competition between buyers. And wherever we see this, we expect to see strong price growth on a year-over-year basis. And so if you look at months of inventory right now, it's trending near historic lows. And so as a result, you're seeing that strong price growth.
That's great, and we actually won't be back until next year. It feels like we won't be back for another year, but don't miss us too much. You can still connect with us on Twitter at TrebHome, as well as on Facebook. And from all of us at the Toronto Real Estate Board, happy holidays.
Brought to you by GTA Realtors.